Hello, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in for our pre-match build-up show. Joined by two very special guests, mate Sam, good old mate, and Owen, my good mate, who's a massive Preston fan as well. We don't be asking, cheers for coming on, lads, and everyone at home. Hopefully, you're still enjoying the result yesterday. If you're still bevying, fair play, then if you've been winding up your colleagues or your family members that are all Man United fans, revel in it because it doesn't happen a lot of time. It hasn't happened in recent history anyway. To that sheer magnitude, 5-0. 5-0. But Owen, thank you very much for coming on, mate. Start with you. It's a massive game. Round of 16 for both sides. Um, how have Preston been going this season in the
Well, to be
has it
honest,
been good or has it been bad?
kind of the opposite. We've been on the receiving end of what you've just dished out to Man United. To be honest, we went up against our rivals for the first time in 8 years, Blackpool, and just lost 2-0. Atrocious play. So, to be honest, we've won one game in 9 in the league. The only games we've won in the cup are against League One sides, who we should be beating anyway. Our manager's a bit of a mess tactically. He's just been promoted from assistant manager to manager from the manager we just sacked. So, not great. I don't really fancy our chances against you when you just smashed Liverpool 5-0. I know you probably play a slightly easier team in theory, but I wouldn't be betting on us. But hopefully we give it our best shot, because you never know with football, do you? So
yeah, that's the beauty of the cups, mate, isn't it? I know me and Simon, a lot of Liverpool fans, but this is the beauty of the cup, innit, mate? So that any 11 players on a football pitch can go either way, especially if you're Man United players. You're just probably used to getting beat. So, but yeah, Sam, I don't know what you've been up to over the last 24 hours. Probably been fun. Been working anyway. But and you've probably met a lot of Man United fans as well. If you've been busy. How is the last 24 hours been for you as a Liverpool fan? And just I'll just quickly ask you, that was a mad game, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, chaos. I mean, it's always one of those games that you go in and you've got the shakes before the match because you're always worrying about what's going to happen. I think I've spent most of the day today just going over like different pundits talking about the match. No one talks about how good we were. I mean, I know we weren't at our best. There's definitely a gear we could have stepped up into, but everyone's just talking about the meltdown in Manchester, about just how poor they've been with Ollie. I mean, to the point where we want him to stay. I mean, you could hear the fans yesterday and when they were towards the end of the game singing Ollie's at the wheel, which I just think is hilarious. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting 24 hours. Just I still can't quite believe it. I mean, I've seen us get good wins. I remember 4-1 a few years back. Gerard Torres and was it Aurelia? I can't remember. Someone
All
scored.
of them, yeah. The led
Yeah,
result.
but it's 5-0, and to do it the way we did, they had maybe 3 shots, one on target, maybe. I mean, honestly, they had the one ruled offside. But,
the great Ronaldo, and probably the best moments as well as obviously whoever was in charge of obviously the television coverage and that obviously the director, floor manager, whatever you want to call them, panning from Fergie's face to Kenny's face. whoever done that deserves a pay rise anyway. And obviously
that meme will be going for a while.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Sam, what are your expectations going into the game? Obviously, Owens introduced the not in the best run of form, but as Owen alluded to, it's a cup game. Do you expect many changes from a Liverpool point of view, Sam?
Yeah, I messaged you two about it earlier today. It's Carabao Cup, isn't it? Is that what it's still called these days?
League Cup. They change it every single week, mate. Different.
But Cop's got a history of changing the size, putting out a weaker fielded side. I still think we could probably put out a relatively strong side. I mean, a lot of the lads that were in pre-season that I'd have personally liked to have seen in this game have been loaned out. So, Leighton Clarkson's out on loan. There's a couple others that like Williams is out as well.
Kay Gordon as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think he possibly might play some on Wednesday. Which
so I think Gordon's deal with the squad. So I think so.
Yeah. Still
I was saying to you guys, Kelleher is obviously going to play in goal. That's pretty much a given. I reckon we see Nico Williams back at right back. I reckon Gomez might. Will this be going? If he does start, I think it might be his first start so far this season. Am I right?
Yeah, especially in the cup competitions, I think possibly.
Oh, yeah. Kanate, I reckon he could be or Phillips, depending. I suppose it would be nice to see Phillips back after the heroics of last season. I think he deserves the game time. Tsimikas, I reckon he'll play at left back, which I think his final ball into the box is actually arguably better than Robertson's. I know it's a big claim, but I do believe his end product just seems to be better.
I very much agree with you there, mate.
Yeah. Chamberlain, I reckon he has to start. He's had 2 cameos recently in a couple of games, and I thought he's looked strong. He's looking better. I reckon Morton might play in the middle of the park as well, with alongside obviously Chamberlain and probably Jones, and then obviously Minamino, Origi, and if Gordon's available, I reckon Gordon will be
even a fresh man, Owen. Do you reckon we unleash him on you?
Please do not. To be fair though, Man City last time we played them in the Carabao Cup did unleash Sterling on us. Like, people don't go easy on us all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me if you had one of your, starting 11 out there ripping us to shreds, just to prove that you're absolutely dominant. Even if it is second half, come out and have a run about. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah. Just since someone said Curtis Jones captain for the game, it's like if Gomez plays, he'll be captain.
Yeah,
so I think Jones is quite far down the pecking order for that, but
yeah, but nice Mitch, very much. It'd be interesting. This is why you love the cup games anyway. For me personally, I don't know, Sam or Owen, in relation to seeing your team, you want to see them in cup competition. You want to see them at least give it a go, whatever standard level your team is. Yes, I've seen a lot of bigger clubs in the Premier League to kind of dismiss this. I know it's not the best, especially last season. Liverpool did get injuries, mate, but I think we're like the joint leading record holder of this competition with Manchester City. They've won it like 4 or 5 years on the bounce. And for me, a cup competition is a cup competition. Even if it was 5-a-side, I'd still want Liverpool to win. But you've got to rotate, and as you both already alluded to, he's spot on. But that's where your comments as well. Let us know your starting 11. If there's any Preston fans as well, I get Owens to try and give us the lowdown on obviously Preston's key danger men, and obviously a certain ginger on loan Liverpool player that we'll discuss in a little second as well. Don't worry, it's not me. But yeah, it's in relation. Let's get to Tom's one as well. Tom, hope you have a good evening, night, whatever, mate. I know evening all Liverpool legends. Anyone know the score? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, mate. It's been absolutely fantastic. Mitch, hello, Jack, mate. No account. Not too bad. How sounds? Ben, I'd like to see us play a very weak side. In all honesty, the lads deserve a break, mate. They had a half an hour break at Old Trafford, and they might as well have got the deck chairs and all that. Like they were olaying it like 60 minutes, and so yeah, and the Fergie would have went through all of his chewy, to say the least. Anyway, and with our squad depth, we need to prioritise what trophies are more important to us. Me and you have had arguments lately, haven't we? But that's for me. You don't really like this competition, but we've said in the past. But Man U is a weak side. Steve, you very much agree with that, mate. I think Preston are probably better side than them now, anyway. But Curtis Jones, well, yeah, 5 past Ollie. Oh, we absolutely love to see it, lads. It's the return of the Mac. John, how you doing, mate? Hope you enjoyed it. But Owen, who are the key danger men that Liverpool do? I know you mentioned the form isn't the best, but who do you, when you analyse Preston's side, have you been impressed with this year? Possibly Liverpool's. Do you reckon Sepp van der Berg will be allowed to play from Liverpool's point of view?
Well, I'd love to speak about Sepp. I wish he could start, because, to be honest, he started practically every single game this season. The only games he didn't start in the league was our opening game against Hull, and we got battered 4-1 by a newly promoted side. So it just goes to show that he is super important. I think he's top in the leaderboard in terms of stopping crosses coming in. He is a workhorse. It's weird that, he was a centre-back, and now he's come to us and he's playing wing-back, but he's doing a really good job of it. Like, fair play to him. He is good defensively. I think he struggles to get up sometimes, but once again, he's a centre back playing a wing back role. It's fair play that he's not, getting as many crosses in himself. But yeah, I think he'll be sorely missed if we don't have him, and we'll have to play somebody like Tom Bark, who's in a wing back, which isn't his preferred role. And I think he's lacking defensively, and I think Shimaka's will have a field day, especially because we don't track back our runners at all. Like he'll just run rampant. I think he should prove that in the Premier League earlier this season, and I think he'll prove it again if he does start. We do have some players that I'd like you to keep an eye out if you are watching. I think Everson in net is probably the best goalkeeper in the league. We've got him on loan from Leicester. He's kept us in all the games we've drawn, basically. Any that we've won, like he's unbelievable shot stopper. And he leads the line quite well, although we still have problems defensively, so yet to be seen. I think if we're looking at set pieces, we've got Whiteman who can score a free kick. He can whip the ball in. We've got Bauer, one of our centre-backs who's good in the air. He's been our leading goal scorer before, so just goes to show how important he is. You've got Maguire as a pressing forward. Sean Maguire, not the one from Man United who's doing nothing. Maguire's a lot smaller and actually does press properly. He might actually create some problems and then lay it off to arguably our most interesting player, which is Emile Reese, our striker. He needs 2 or 3 shots to score, but he's got finishing, so that's the best we've had in a striker for a long time. So there's a few players to look out for. Keep your eye on the game, to be honest.
Yeah, spot on there, mate. I think Dom's a Preston fan. Yeah,
yeah, he is. Yeah,
Dom, football's a very funny business, but I don't want to be disrespectful to Preston because you're a great historic club, mate, and I wouldn't do that. Obviously, deep rooted within English football, massive club. Obviously, Shankly has got a great affiliation to the football club as well. So, both sides have kind of got a relationship and connection with that as well, mate. But just on Ben's comment there, so it wasn't too long ago that Preston were favourites to come up. What's happened there? What has happened though? Has it been a different variety of factors, injuries, different patience, and different managers changing, or?
You can blame it on a ton of things. To be honest, if you wanted to sum it all up, it's that we got everyone's favourite idiot, Peter Ridsdale, in charge of the club. Nearly liquidated Leeds, and we thought he'd be a good man for the job. We can't officially call him director of football because he's not allowed to do that ever again. So he's the advisor. And as you can see, he's advised us into terrible situations. Personally, I think he's the problem. I think we've had some good managers, but then never backed them, and bad managers and just like throwing them under the bus. And I think the main problem at the minute is that our transfer policy is super weird and confusing. We sell players for a profit. We made like 500% profit, but then we never replace them. And we're just progressively getting worse. And it's been a long time coming, to be honest.
It's one of those cases, as soon as you have a good season, you get picked bare bones and you've got to start again.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's sad.
You're one of those feeder clubs that seem to help the others get up, but never yourselves.
Yeah, well, we don't shell out the cash, and we'll take the cash when it comes. So that's why West Brom steal our best players. That's why we give them away to clubs like that.
Well, fingers crossed, everything does change. Obviously, great revenue coming from this game anyway. Obviously, television and everything. But fingers crossed, though. I'm pretty sure Preston will be back. Just you never know, could get bought by the States or something.
You never know.
You never know in football, mate. But yeah, there you go. Latham. Is Mizalowski eligible to play Sales World? I think possibly he could be, but I don't think he will be in contention for this game, mate. I know, yeah, in previous months he has been injured. Not too sure in terms of if you know Zero Oswald or anyone in chat, let us know. Give us an update on his availability for Wednesday night's game. Anyway, Papa will score from a corner. I think I tell you, mate, it'd be interesting to see who do you reckon to start Wednesday, Sam, in terms of relation? We've talked about, obviously, Canate did start against Manchester United, possibly a Joel Matip and Joe Gomez. Would you go with them two and then just give Canate, but depending on, obviously, Joel's availability, who would you go with?
Yeah, I mean, Matip was on the bench, so he was fit. I think Klopp just preferred Canate, so he's a bit strong and a bit pacier to deal with the pace of what United, when they're in good form, can provide. Like Greenwood, Rashford, Ronaldo, these are quick players. That's why you prefer Konate, because he's quicker than Matip. I think it'd be nice to see Konate have another game, get some more minutes under his belt. But at the same time, Gomez hasn't really had a sniff this season. So I really believe he will start. And considering it's a cup game and it will be a weakened side, he might likely be the captain. And like I said, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity for Nat Phillips to get some more minutes. The way he's going at the minute,
as well. The
way he's going at the minute is that he's going to get sold next season. At the end of this season, he's not getting the game time. We've got 4 world-class centre backs at the minute for him to get past. I rate him. I like him. I think the game against City, when we were 2-1 up, that's the kind of player we probably should have looked to bring on. Someone who could just put his head through every ball and we're just to see the game out. We're not a see the game out kind of club, I know, but might have got us the points. But it'd be nice. I reckon he'll be gone by the end of this season. And these are the kind of games that we need to be able to put him out, show what he can do to the lower division teams and to the lower down the table teams, so we can hike up the asking price for him at the end of the year. So this is the perfect time for him to actually get some minutes under his belt. And if he does end up with a team that's back in the Championship next season, it's a perfect opportunity to show what he can do against, a team that's been around the mid-end, like the middle to bottom of the table over the past few years. I mean, there was one season where I'm just going to, one thing I do want to, I've been looking forward to this match for a few years. Because me and Owen have been joking, saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if Preston could come up and we could play one another?"
Well, we said that before the draw, didn't we? We had our little WhatsApp chat, and then what was it? We just read,
"Oh, I can't believe it when it happened."
The chances, you know.
It's about time we finally got to play one another.
Yeah.
Seamus when our form is terrible, but there you go. I'll take it.
Yeah. But like I say, we'll be playing a weekend side. We've got some starters that I reckon will play. Like Gomez, I think will definitely play. I definitely think it'll be Gomez, Phillips in the middle. Definitely Nico and Simicast as well, unless they bring out is it? I can't remember his name from preseason. Is it Bradley?
Yeah, Conor Bradley. Yeah, Bradley.
Because I don't think we've loaned him out, and he was looking on fire during preseason, so they might.
There's a load.
But Nico needs minutes because he's a talent. Middle of the park, you've got to be looking at Chamberlain. He needs to be starting games and he needs to be getting, like I said, the past couple of weeks, he's had a couple of cameos. He's looked strong. He's looked good. And I've liked what I've seen of him. Jones, I think, is another option. Because we've got so many players that have been out injured, that midfield's going to be a bit of a weird one. It probably will be a lot of young kids in it. Unless Thiago gets some kind of fitness, and it might be a good opportunity to give him some minutes with a lower league side. That would be great for him. Not for Owen, but great for us.
Yeah. I agree. He's a class player.
Do you reckon Taki? I love Taki. I think this is going to be a massive opportunity.
He's got to start. It's a perfect game for him to get some more minutes. I like him. I rate him. I think he might even be. I don't know if he's up to pace with the Premier League, but Champions League, I think Minamino could be a player for us, because it's a bit of a playing the Champions League is very different to playing the Prem. Prem's a lot more physical and players sit back against you. As the Champions League, it's a bit quicker, it's a bit more about skill, and I think that suits Minamino most. But I think games like this are a perfect opportunity for him to get some minutes. And it's a tough one. We've got a decent squad, but it's just hard trying to think where you fit people in at times.
It's these games, Owen, as well, and obviously the lower down the divisions you go in English football, we've seen big upsets in cup competitions. Yes, you can talk about Preston's form coming into this game, but form goes out the window as soon as the whistle blows, mate. Do you reckon come the first minute in, Preston will try and soak up as much pressure as possible? I think what sides have done in recent weeks, and especially under Jurgen Klopp, sides have got caught in between whether to attack, and they've got caught in a catch-22 really in relation to going forward and defending. Do you reckon Preston will try their best to just soak up as much pressure, or do you reckon possibly you reckon the game plan this week in the preparation build in the build up on the training grounds really it would have been counter attacking, or do you reckon Preston come Wednesday night will at least give it a go?
I think we'll definitely give it a go. I think, especially because people are talking about sacking our manager, I think he has to give it a go. I think you don't want to bounce off a derby loss and then like get shown up by potentially like your youth players. You need to try. You have to try. It's a cup game as well, and that's like his last chance to really prove himself, in my opinion. I think he should have already been gone technically, but I think he has to give it a go. I think if he continues playing the way he's been playing, it'll be 5 at the back. He doesn't want to say that. He says 3, but it's 5, definitely. So I think we will soak up pressure and try and play on the counter. I hope it's not long ball FC. I really do. But I think we will play 5 at the back. And it's sold out. We have sold out. So hopefully our fans are loud for once.
Sam, I wonder where's our tickets. I was hoping that you were going to be some sorted in the, you never know, in the VIP box as well.
It was midweek, otherwise I'd have been up trying to sneak into the ground myself. But just building off what you were saying about going for it, it's when there has been teams that have caused upsets in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, the teams that haven't sat back because they've been trying to respect the bigger players and the bigger clubs, they're the teams that have gone out and as soon as the first whistle's blown, they're hitting plays, they're getting into them, they're getting stuck in, they're running at the goalkeeper when they've got no hope of getting it, but they're causing issues, they're causing upsets because a lot of bigger teams, I mean, it's a bit different for us because we do play our kids in these kinds of competitions, especially against lower leagues, but the teams that cause upsets are the ones that go out and give it like they're all like they're on a try. They go out as if they're on the trial and they try and impress the coaches. They go out to try and show that, yeah, I might be from fucking Newport. I could be from Portsmouth. I could be from Preston. But I'm going to give my heart for every ball that's on that pitch. And they're the teams that do cause the upsets. They're the ones that get the results and kick these bigger teams out. So if Preston do come at us, like I said, I think that's the thing that we soak up that kind of pressure a bit better than other teams because we play a lot of our youth who also have that mentality. But if Klopp, for some weird reason, Jurgen Klopp decides, no, I'm going for this competition this year, and he plays a starting 11 that we used to, and Preston come at us, we might, I mean, especially after just beating the Manx 5-0, like, we could be so settled thinking, yeah, top of the world, us, we're best. And no, who the Preston, no one cares about Preston. And upsets happen. It's not, no game is guaranteed. Like, things happen. Like, there are underdog stories. Leicester winning the league a few years ago. It happens.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there, lads. As obviously Ant was saying, obviously he's a massive Leicester fan. We lost to Newport in League Two a couple of years ago. Yeah, even what was it, Sam, and everyone Reds as well. The team that comes to it was a Havant and Waterlooville when they come to Anfield and beat us all those years ago at Anfield.
Probably tried to block that one out of my memory.
Yeah, I was like so young. I think.
But we've had upsets in these competitions. Like FA Cup, we've had many that we've. Who was it a couple of years ago? We should have thumped them, and they ended up pushing us to a draw and taking us to Anfield for a replay. Like, it happens. You don't expect it, but this is what I love about these kinds of competitions. Just because it's the big names playing these smaller teams doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to go through. And when they go in with that cockiness of, yeah, I'm Man United, I'm Chelsea, I'm Liverpool, I'm going to beat over all these. I could take this night easy. As soon as they go in with that mentality, that's when the upsets happen. If we go in with that kind of mentality,
Shrewsbury.
Thank you. Yeah.
Give everyone flashbacks to that game. Sorry.
But so I know we're saying, it's going to be another bully bloodbath, but I reckon it'll be a scrappy game, especially if we play our kids. Like I say, it'll be a scrappy game. It'll be a 1-0 or 2-1. It will be a scrappy little match, and it'll be an entertaining one.
It's the beauty of football, lads, isn't it? I know the Super League nonsense when that did arise, and I think Jurgen Klopp, he's spot on there, Sam, in relation to the mentality of certain clubs when you do come into these competitions, whether that be the FA Cup or Capital One Cup. But it's the beauty. F the Super League. This is bread and butter, regardless of whatever football club level you're playing. up and down the country.
It's like when we were on our unbeaten run when we won it back in 2020, and we went over to Watford, and we just went into that game thinking it's Watford. They've been crap all season. They're going down. No one cares. They've just had a new manager come in because they're playing that poorly, and we got run ragged. Like, and that's what's entertaining. Like about English football, though, it's so upset. It can be so upsetting. It's so open, and I always love playing like these lower teams. Sometimes, like I say, I've been wanting to play Preston for bloody years just to take the mick out of Owen more than anything.
Honestly.
But there's no guarantee that we're going to steamroll this, and that. I mean, I could very well be sat here in 2 days.
I would have been
blowing
messages
on all my social media.
I'll come back, but we'll see. I do think what you're saying is right, and I do think as well we play a very physical game, and if we play some of our like senior players, they will be pushing it, will be scrappy, and if your youth can't handle it, this is something I just thought of. Like, if your youth can't handle a bit of physicality, I'm sure they can, but like let's say they can't, then it's going to be a different game. Like Ledson, for example, is like a hard man, and he isn't an Everton youngster, Everton fan, so he might have it out for you. I don't know.
Probably will do. He'll probably come and score a hat trick now.
He's probably
now
got
I've said that.
Pictures of Richarlison on the ceiling.
So we'll see. I do think there's opportunities, and I think some of our players just need to prove themselves, especially after some of our late performances. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for them to show show us what they're made of.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, mate. Hopefully it's just a boss game. Let's get to your comments before we do round up here anyway. Let's get to make sure you haven't apologies if you have missed someone's comments. I really do apologise. I go. Do you reckon? I think Jurgen Klopp's still waiting at the Stadio Metropolitano, waiting for his handshake. But
I mean, he didn't need to go to Old Trafford, did he? He could have waited there.
Yeah, they would. We'll batter them obviously in the return and leg anyway at Anfield in a couple of next week. But yeah, Mark, the rest of the most of the first team in Oxman and Meal plus you never walk on them. Cheers for that, Mark. Hope you have a lovely evening, mate. You go in the game, mate. I won't be. Owen, you will be going the game, won't you, mate?
Yep, I'm there. Yep, don't worry.
Yeah,
absolutely. Match day going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get that sorted, right? Yeah, but yeah, hopefully you have a lovely time anyway, Owen, regardless of the results. Pretty sure you will. Zuki, how you doing? No worries, Dave, for that, matey. But yeah, would like to see Tyler Morton and Bobby Clark play, providing they're not playing tonight for the under-23s. Be very interesting to see in terms of team selection, mate. You didn't beat us. You were losing at one stage. Oh yeah, that was very young. But yeah, playing lesser teams always worries me. So glad to get Man United out the way. Absolutely spot on there, Sir Oswald. Northampton beat us in the League Cup a few years ago. I think that was probably what I was alluding to there, Dave. But it has happened. We are defending FA Cup champion. Sounds good, that. And cracking.
I was happy to see you beat City in that one.
Fantastic, mate. Yari Tillemans with an absolute pearler. But lads, thank you very much for coming on. Owen, do you want to just shout out your channel, mate? In terms of what you've got coming up in relation to all your social medias and that?
Sure. If you want any of my football stuff, that's at Owen Wheeler like video, but shortened. And then my YouTube it's mainly car content, but I do occasionally do football stuff on there, and that is just Owen Wheeler, just my name. You'll find me dead easy. Cheers
for that, mate. Sam, just your social shout outs.
Oh no, I'm boring. I don't do anything. I'll come in here every now and then and cause trouble, and that's about it for me.
He's off the grid.
Yeah, no, cheers. I really do appreciate both of you coming on tonight. I know I've ran out a bit over, but thank you, Owen. Fingers crossed, Sam, both of you. And everyone at home, everyone, if you're watching this live, really do appreciate it. All the support, as always. Still, all these, I'm hoping you're all still celebrating yesterday. Whatever, hopefully you don't get told off. But yeah, everyone, thank you for tuning in. If you are watching this on the repeat, it's a follow on Facebook, YouTube, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video. Really just help YouTube algorithm and whatever social media platform you're on. But Reds and any potential Preston fans, good luck for Wednesday night. Hopefully it's a good game of footy. And fingers crossed Liverpool can get the results. Sorry, Owen. But see you later, boys. And see you later, Owen. I don't.
Take care, lad.
You'll never walk. Hello. Chill out.